Making when the Giants take on the Cardinals in a special tribute to the Negro Leagues, live from the historic Rickwood Field. Coverage begins Thursday at 5:30 Eastern, only on Fox. Welcome back to the show. It's a wonderful episode of Weird and Wonderful. Got some soccer in here. Time winding down in the first half. Peyton Pritchard again. Do you think that he should come out and just do this next year? Half times, end of quarters, just
what do you mean? That's what he already does. The question is, should it be part of the offense?
Oh, that's what I meant.
What do you mean? He's already doing it halftime into quarters.
He's not taking every shot at the end of every quarter.
But, I mean, they try to let him. If they have one of those, you don't always have those set situations where he's on the court. But the question is, should that be a called play?
Yeah, just in the middle. At
the end, if you can get it,
like you said, in the middle of the quarter, you should just call it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
like
what
that.
I meant.
Mbappe, off an Austrian player for the only goal of the game, France versus Austria. France wins, but Mbappe broke his nose. He's going to miss the next game against the Netherlands. Hopefully,
sometimes a broken nose can be good for you.
That wonderful Phillies Padres. Schwarber gone. It's his second home run of the night. Phillies win this one. Cab was ecstatic. Another wonderful top of the eighth. Pirates Reds on FS1. Another delayed steal in Weird and Wonderful. This time it's the fastest man in baseball. That's not close. That's not going to work. Elliot Cruz steals another one.
Again, stop lying during Weird and Wonderful. He's the third fastest man in baseball.
Go look underneath Jeff Passan's comments. Ellie was clocked at 30.4 the other day.
Okay, then he's tied.
Set up a race. Okay. Let's set up a race. He will not win. Wonderful in the fourth. Luka with the miss. Likely denied by Derek White. He had a great game. I was a little, I don't need to see the replay of him crashing down. I'm good with that. I like to smile afterwards, but I don't need the face
paint. Looked away? It's not. That's the best type of injury to see, because you know the guy's okay. So it doesn't affect his career, and you're like, oh man, that must have hurt. I'm glad it wasn't me. Like that's
not what I was thinking.
Okay, well that's, I mean,
it's 14 points, 8 rebounds. Final wonderful 24th minute.
How do you say this guy's name?
Turkey, Georgia. This is Mert Mulder.
Good job.
Hit his right boot, according to Dusty.
Nice.
Turkey would go on to win 3-1. Their next match is against Ronaldo in Portugal on Saturday. And that's Weird and Wonderful from the international pastimes. Jaylen Brown's trophy case getting crowded. Eastern Conference Finals MVP, NBA champion, and now Finals MVP. Here he is post-game.
It feels great, but, you know, any of the personal awards, you know, it is what it is, you know. The doubters, they may be quieted now, but they'll be back. You know, they'll probably be back next year with something else to say. So we just all embrace that moment the same and get after it yet again.
Okay, I like that. Jaylen Brown this season, he got better in the playoffs, more rebounds and shot. Fantastic shot. Almost 52%, top 5 in the NBA. So, Jaylen Brown approaching club superstar.
All right, well, so let's remind America clubs who's in Club Superstar so we can show it to them quickly. The 12 guys in it, in no particular order: Jokic, Luka, Giannis, Shea, Anthony Edwards, Embiid, LeBron, Steph, KD, Brunson, Tatum, and Anthony Davis. Now can we zoom in on the people who have either just been kicked out or are in line? Dame, Booker, and Jimmy are out. Wemby, Jamal, Maxey, Donovan, and Kyrie are in line. Does he deserve to be in that line? If so, who are we removing from line? Does he deserve to be in the club? If so, who are we removing from the club? My answer is yes to the line.
Yes, 100%.
No to the club. I am fine with being like, you know what? You get Kyrie's spot in line. If we were to do it again, that to me is where is totally fair. And again, the line is not in order. It's just who's in line. I think that's legitimate. That would also elevate him ahead of the guys who have been kicked out, which is a tough one. Is he better than Devin Booker? I don't know. It's borderline. You've got to like.
He's better than Jalen Brunson.
He's better than Jalen Brunson.
Two-way player.
We're gonna get to the Jalen Brunson stuff later.
I'm just saying.
Do you think? But you also think a lot of those guys are better than Jalen Brunson. Yeah. Do you, like right now? So I don't think he's superstar yet. Is the short answer. I think he had a great season and a great playoffs. But do I think he's one of the 12 best players in the league? That to me is a touch too far. That's where I'm at.
I'm good with him being in line. And Kyrie is kind of a different type of superstar, right? We always say he's iconic.
Yeah.
right? And I don't think playing poorly in these finals, which he did, certainly in Boston, is going to take that away from him. He's rarely, just looking at his body of work, has he been on that superstar level, like consistently. But because he's an icon, because he handles the ball so well, because he hit the big shot against, Golden State, like, he's kind of viewed as a superstar. And maybe even because it's just he's a big figure in the league because of even the off-the-court stuff. But he's viewed as a superstar. But, yeah, I mean, after what we just saw, you definitely have to put Brown ahead of Kyrie in that line.
Who are the non-champions in club superstar?
The Shea, Anthony Edwards, Embiid. Does Durant count? Brunson. That's the list.
Fired.
Okay.
I was kidding about Durant. I like Durant. It's just a joke.
I think that he would have a case. That's tricky. Yeah, it's tricky.
It's tricky.
I can't get him in there.
Right. You can't get him in there. Here's the thing. Can I just say the thing
Brunson.
nobody wants to say?
Well, thank you, Rob.
The
Say it with
Brunson
your
thing.
chest.
Right. Okay.
Brunson. I like
but
Brunson
the
a lot.
cleanest argument, and nobody wants to say it, so I'll be the bad guy, is he can be in it. But unfortunately, just like Finals MVP, he has to take it from Jason Tatum. The cleanest argument is he gets in, and Tatum, that's the cleanest argument.
I know you don't think Brunson's better than Tatum.
I do not think that this, again, we're going to somehow argue about Brunson a lot later. Oh, that Brunson's better than Tatum?
Yeah.
I don't know that. I think it's a different job as the clear best guy when you don't have other great players around you. I think what Jalen Brunson did this year was very, very, very impressive. And I certainly don't think Jaylen Brown, as great as he is, I know you hate when I do this, but this is where my brain goes. If you put him on the Knicks this year and was like, hey, you get Jalen Brunson's usage, shot attempts, all that they would have been as effective. Even though Tibbs would love him and play him all 48 minutes. He would never say sub Jaylen Brown out of the game. He'd be great with him.
All right, talking Kyrie next. In the break, we're going to talk about Anthony Edwards losing his spot.
Oh, you were afraid to say it.
How much were you hurting?
It doesn't matter if I was hurt. How much was I hurt? I was out there, tried to play, but I didn't do enough.
Splint.
I like it.
I thought that was perfect because some guys show up.
Go, Wilds. Go ahead.
I didn't say anything.
No, go ahead. You said it during.
A lot of times, if you're injured, and once the adrenaline goes down, you can show up in the finals post-game press conference.
What?
It starts to hurt a little bit more.
Say it. Say
but Luka didn't do that.
Say
like it doesn't matter.
He was trying to take a shot at LeBron because LeBron broke his hand and put a splint on. But go ahead. Go ahead. He was doing it during the break, and then he's like, why does everybody think I don't like LeBron? Because you're bringing him up during the Luka postgame. But go ahead. Sorry.
It is true, Wow.
As you were.
Anything more Luka?
Thank you. Yes, of course, there's more he could have done. So both of this is vintage, arrogant me. I apologize. Everything I'm saying here is the right opinion. Okay?
Okay. Pencil.
Using this playoff run as a negative on Luka's ledger is an absurdity and shows a lack of understanding of basketball.
Okay.
And if you do it, I'm really going to have a hard time taking your opinions on other basketball things seriously.
Is that out there?
Yes, 100%. But I don't want to.
Okay.
So
wow.
That is true. Here's what's also true. They needed A+ Luka. They got B- B Luka, and it wasn't enough. Now, if he had been A+, they might have still lost. You know what I mean? Maybe they because Kyrie, and we'll get into that, the other guys. But Luka needed to be as good as he can be, which is 35 points, 8 rebounds, 9 assists, a spoon-feeding guys alley-oops, all of it. And instead, he was good, really good, great for mortal standards, good for legend of the NBA standards, right?
He was good.
And that wasn't good enough. And so, do I think he's in perfect shape? No. Do I think part of that, do I think it's exacerbated by the injury? I do, but he's not using an excuse. I won't either. Are there things he can learn from? Yes. But for those of us who think he can be a top 10 all-time player, this year was part of that trajectory. Being at 25, making the finals, having a great playoff run, all of that. So, yes, he should have been better. Mm-hmm. He was also exhausted a bit by carrying them there. And even if he was better, it might not have been enough. And so that, to me, is the right opinion on this.
Okay.
He definitely could have been better. And just a couple quick things before I really get into it. He shot 59% from the foul line.
Yeah.
And
bad from three.
Right. You're a great shooter.
Yeah.
You're a guard. You got to do better than
Yeah.
that. From three, like you said, 24%. Now, I think we know Dallas was a good defensive team too. Both teams played great defense.
Yep.
You were talking about the Celtics offense and their, that 5-game stretch.